Welcome to another episode of Geek-men and the Masters of the Thunder Nerds. I am Dustin.
I'm Zombie.
Indeed, that's we are. Top of the morning to you.
Aye, laddie. How we doing? How's it been since last week, man?
Oh, honestly, I had some fun. I think last week I talked about my friend Matt coming
Yep.
over,
Yep.
and we hung out, played one quick game as we always used to joke around. This is from back in high school when we used to get together and study for a study group because we had a really asshole teacher, and we would combine our efforts and whatnot. And so we would say, just one quick game, and then we would like an hour, 2 hours later, we'd be like, oh, we should probably get to work. Just one quick game. So it was just a fun time, and so yeah, we chatted, we talked, got caught up, and all that, and so yeah, hopefully looking forward to doing that again soon. But yeah, it was a good time. And then the new Thundercat issue came out Wednesday, so got to pick that up. And
nice. I think you were telling me a little bit about that through Messenger. You showed me a little teaser of it, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's from the issue?
Yeah. Yeah, they introduced a new character, Calica, as they're calling her. So, but there's a twist involved. That, is, well, to be perfectly honest, I'm not entirely enthused with, but I understand where they're going with it. But just doesn't mean I want them to go that way. But it is what it is. And then, of course, I watched the movies and was in Cleveland today for some tests. Just normal everyday stuff, but everything's all good there. And and now we're here. What about you?
It has been nonstop. It has been very busy, as it is when you have kids. So my daughters have kept me very busy this week. I've had full chauffeur duties because we've had Grammy out for a surgery that she had done, and she's doing well. She's recovering, so that's good. Hopefully she could step back in and relieve some of the transport duties soon.
I hear that.
I have been gone all week. Like, I'll come home to like eat and get cleaned up. I might have an hour, maybe, before going to bed and having to get back up and do it again. So, and then throw a birthday into the mix. We have pretty much been celebrating my oldest daughter's birthday all week. So she's like, I've had a birthday every day this week.
Yeah, I mean that's what happens with kids.
Like, yeah, that's not really how it works. I mean, it's it's kind of how it is when you get older. Things just kind of, well, we can't do that yet. We'll do it tomorrow, and then we do a little bit more tomorrow and the next day.
Right.
It's just the price of getting older. It's hard to get everybody's schedule to line up for one particular event. But no, it's been a very busy week. Even preparing for the show tonight, like it was very last minute. You caught me on my phone, and I'm responding to messages, and I need to get back to people, and I'm like, oh yeah, the theme song's playing. I need to wrap this up. So very, very busy. Full schedule. But yeah, no, it's I wouldn't trade it for the world. Let's see. Did you get anything this week, or did you open anything interesting? I know you said you got the Thundercats comic.
Yeah, just the comics. I got another one. It's Thrawn Alliances, so it's a Thrawn comic, Star Wars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's just a continuation of that storyline, which is based off of the uh, original book that Timothy Zahn wrote about it. So they've made it canon and are telling the story again in comic form. So it's just fun to see it unfold.
So how close does it follow the book? Because I know you really enjoyed those books.
Yeah, um, and those aren't even the no, those are the original books. This is a new book that was set in the canon currently. So it follows Thrawn um, in the new timeline.
Oh, okay.
So it's it was inspired by the original books. That's literally the popularity of Thrawn because he's just that awesome. So it's good to see how well he carried over into and uh, how much they've kept alive of his original essence of a character in the new storyline. So it's been fun to unfold, but it's really cool because um, Thrawn deduced that uh, Darth Vader is in fact Anakin Skywalker because the two of them fought alongside um, in this book. They fought alongside and they had a mutual goal that they were trying to get to. And like Anakin was trying to find Padme, who was lost on some mission, and Thrawn had his own issues, things going on. And so yeah, it's just interesting to see that unfold. And then of course, fast forward to the Ahsoka series, and he's just like trained by Anakin. Okay, I understand where you're coming from. So yeah, it's just fun to see that. If anyone could have figured it out, it was him for sure.
I'll have to dig back into those comics. It's been a while since I've cracked open a comic or even read one digital.
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember reading some of the more recent, and I say recent, it might be a couple of years old now. The
Mm-hmm.
Darth Vader series that they did, and I really enjoyed it because the one, I don't know. There's several. There's like I
Yeah.
don't know, but there's one where I read where it explains the Inquisitors, um, and he's got a lot of interaction with them. There was one, and I think it's a standalone story. Is I don't know how many issues it was, but it had what's his name? Uh, I'm so terrible. Tarkin,
Yeah. Yeah.
where they were on a planet, some planet off, just two of them, or well, no, it wasn't just two of them. I think he had Tarkin had stormtroopers with him or something, but one by one, it was like a training exercise,
Mm-hmm.
um, to see if Vader was truly worthy of his prowess and whatever. So Tarkin, I guess, challenged him or whatever. So they got dropped off on some planet or whatever, and Tarkin actually ended up outlasting Vader. Like at some point, like after all the supporting troopers and everything were taken out. They were in like this open field or whatever that Tarkin led Vader into, and he knew that ever so often, like lightning would strike.
Mm-hmm.
So Tarkin made sure that Vader was the tallest thing out in this open field, and before Vader could, deliver a finishing blow, he got struck by lightning, and Tarkin's on the ground. So that built their relationship that we see in the original movies,
Yeah.
and that's basically what that was to set up. Like, how did they become, mutual trusting partners that they were in those movies, and that was kind of a story to cement that. Like, here's why.
Yeah.
So they're pretty enjoyable read. So I'll definitely have to look into the new stuff coming out.
Yeah. This was good. So yeah, I think one of my favorite lines from that Vader comic, that run of Vader comics, is he's just said, "All I'm surrounded by is a bunch of dead men," or something like that. Fear and dead men. And as he's about to obliterate every single person, it's just like, yeah, that's cool.
That's it. I've seen a meme somebody did where there was like a golden retriever or something. There was a story about a golden retriever where it was it defended its owner against a pack of coyotes or something, and they had changed the words of like Vader was the
coyote.
No,
dog.
The dog. Yeah, Vader was the retriever, and he's like, all I see is fear and a bunch of dead coyotes or something. It was great. I know where that's from.
Right. I understood that reference.
Yeah. So what about toys? You tinkering with anything?
No, I haven't really had time.
You know the truth. I know the feeling.
Yeah, I mean haven't really posted much on Instagram, but I've just updated some reels and things like that. But yeah, I haven't actually had time to sit down and really play with them or anything. I'm wanting to dive into this Boba Fett model kit. Yeah, but I've been intimidated.
You better have a day to dedicate to that.
Right. I'm just like, yeah, I should do that. Nah, I probably shouldn't because I'm gonna get interrupted.
Yeah, and there's probably little bitty pieces. I remember putting a Stormtrooper kit together, and it took a couple hours,
Yeah.
But yeah, they're fun. They're fun stuff. Me, I didn't really get much. I did pick up a couple of things. Right here. There we go.
Hey.
So I've been eyeballing
it's
these.
Me.
Right. So we had International Mario Day come up.
Yeah.
Between shows, March 10th. And I've been looking at these since really, the movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, man, they look really good. And I've read a bunch of, good reviews on them or whatever. But they were so plentiful on the shelves. I'm like, I'll pick it up later. I'll pick it up later.
Yeah.
I'll pick it up later. Later never came. So, I mean, quite literally, Mario Day, I'm running into the store for something, not these. And they were clearance. I'm going, I guess now's the time. So
yeah.
Pretty much got them half price.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's always cool. The accessories that they came with. This is so hilarious to me. So Mario comes with a plunger. It's so funny, and Luigi just comes with the
a flashlight,
flashlight or whatever. But I'm like, a plunger, really? But these are the ones put out by Jakks Pacific, and man, the eyes are like really great.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not moving them. They're recessed, and they have like a clear dome over them to make it look like his eyeballs are moving.
Yeah,
that's an ingenious design. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Articulation isn't that great on them, but they move a lot better than other Mario figures that I've seen. So they really did a good job on these.
Nice.
Kudos, Jakks Pacific.
Yeah, for sure.
So I have a little green guy here that's kind of on topic for the discussion tonight.
Yeah. one huge friggin' guy.
Oh man, but yeah, that's kind of it. I like I said, I've been busy all week, and
Yeah.
I haven't really. I just opened them up before the show. I've had them, and I just hadn't had a chance to sit down and I've thought about it maybe 5 days between then and now, and I'm like, yeah, I really need to open those up and check them out. And like, okay, show's about to start. I need to open these up and check them out. Like, all right, yeah, they're cool.
Yeah.
And I'm happy I got them half price too. So,
Oh yeah, that's always a
that's
bonus.
even better.
Yeah. Better than picking them up at full price and then being like, eh.
Right.
Yeah.
Which I've had buyer's remorse for stuff before. You know,
Yeah.
that's looking at you, Hasbro. I mean, I've picked up an entire wave of Marvel Legends before and opened every one of them, built the Build-A-Figure, and I'm like, even the Build-A-Figure is not worth this. I should not have bought these. It's been a long time though.
Yeah.
That was actually, I can tell you what wave that was. That was the Thor Allfather wave.
Okay.
That was matter of fact, that was the last full wave of Marvel Legends that I bought. That did it for me. That started the whole disdain of like, yeah, you're not even really putting in the effort for this anymore, Hasbro. And
right.
They've made some gems. I'll give them that. There are a few out there that even now, if I see them, I will probably get them. But yeah, the majority of it, nah. Like I've seen so far, I've seen all of the figures for the X-Men.
Yeah, 97.
97. Yeah, the X-Men 97 figures. I've seen every wave of that so far. Like just down the road from me, and I'm like, the hell. So we usually don't get anything.
Yeah,
and they're getting those. I'm going, okay, this is kind of weird.
How does the Wolverine look in that one?
So Wolverine is actually one of the first to go. Honestly,
I have this one.
It doesn't look much different than what they've already put out. They may have made some tweaks to like the articulation scheme or whatever, but honestly, if you're just going to have one and it's just going to be on the shelf or whatever, what you've got's good. Like I would not go out of my way to go and get another one.
Right. Yeah, I mean, where's my one I really, really like? It's somewhere up there, I think, but I like the brown one, the one where he's in his brown original gear.
Yeah, yeah.
To
be honest with you, that's the Wolverine costume I prefer too. Out of given the choice between two main ones, Tiger Stripe or the brown, I'd go with the brown.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably normally go with this one, the Tiger Stripe.
Yeah,
but the claws are so janky on them.
Yeah,
and it's just like I kind of wondered. It's like, oh, did they ever fix that? And it's like
that has been a problem with Wolverine figures since day one from Toy Biz. Whenever they started Marvel Legends, it's when they introduced Wolverine for the first time, even back then, the claws were always janky. I don't think they've released a single one where they weren't.
Well, I don't think.
But you can reposition those. You know, you can fiddle with them and make them straight. But I mean, it's Hasbro. I mean, hate to even talk about you right now. Even bad promotion is still promotion.
It's still
like, yeah, you might have to warm them up and like hold it until it cools off. But other than ripping them out and
which they do, they come out.
Yeah, finding a sturdier material and making custom ones, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would just be better to have declawed hands and hands with claws in them. I just think it would be better to have a second set of fists that you could do this and not have this.
Right.
It's one of
frustrating. I get it. It's definitely frustrating.
Where's the other one I had?
But yeah, I've done plenty of surgery on plenty of Wolverine figures where I've done the Bobby trick pin with the real metal claws.
Yeah.
I've done plenty of that to a lot of them. Problem with those is they rust after a while. So unless you live in an extremely dry climate, you have to like maintain them like a carbon steel blade or something. So, you oil them every now and then to keep the rust away.
The things we do for our toys, right?
Right. I ain't got that kind of time.
Right. Oh, geez. Yeah, I thought I had another one sitting around here, but I can't find it. It's not in my visual.
Do. You've got it's more of a modern Brown costume.
Yeah,
like he's got like a gray beard thing going on, and like one of the heads is like smiling or something.
Yeah, I think I just don't know. I don't see it in my vision at this moment, but
like mine.
I know I have it somewhere.
Yep, mine's up here. I can see him. I don't think I can reach him.
Yeah,
I'm. There's like stuff between me
and the sea of boxes.
Yeah. I don't think you want to see me move all that stuff just to get him.
Nah, it's all good. No, I get it.
Yeah. Like I haven't even I haven't been able to really even sit down and watch anything new. Like the stuff that I've been going back to watching has been old. Like my Fire Stick is a second gen Fire Stick, and I do not have a smart TV in my room here. So I'm at the mercy of my Fire Stick, and there are certain apps it kicks me out. It will straight up shut down, reboot, and reload, and I've got to wait for it to come up and all that kind of stuff. So I've learned which apps I can use and which ones I can't use. So right now I'm kind of limited to Tubi, and Freevee was giving me a little bit of trouble. Like the audio would be behind or ahead of the audio. The audio would be behind the visual.
Right.
So it's like, okay. So I'd have to stop it and then start it again, and it'd be fine. And then there would be like a shift, like a glitch, and then it would happen again, and the gap would just get bigger and bigger. I'm like, I can't do this.
Right.
But yeah, I've been exploring more of Tubi than anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had a lot of trouble finding a way to watch Leprechaun.
Right.
And we finally did it because I said I was going to sit down and we were going to have a family movie night.
Yeah.
So I finally did it, and so it was downstairs on the main TV, which is a smart TV. So that one we got to work. So but I mean, before we get into the movies, anything new that you're watching? What's up?
Shogun.
I still need to.
A Bad Batch. And Constellation is the other recent one I've been watching. So
all three of those I need to get caught up on. I haven't started either of them.
A Shogun, or what was the other one? Constellation.
And Bad Batch. We have, I think my girl said we'll wait for Bad Batch for more episodes to come out because they like that.
They dropped 2 episodes.
So is that all that's out? Is just 2 episodes so far?
No, they dropped 2 episodes this past week.
Oh, okay. Well, how many episodes is out now? Because I haven't even looked.
6, maybe.
Wow, that many. Are they dropping 2 a week?
No, they dropped 2 this week, but I think it's to wind up for the finale on the 4th, the week of the 4th.
Okay. So do you think they're gonna split the season, or is like they're gonna run through them?
No, they're just gonna run through them. But I think it aired last night or Wednesday on purpose. They showed 2 episodes because one was more of a cliffhanger, and the second one was kind of like you need to see this one instead of having to wait a whole week. So I
Okay.
think they
Because I
took
know
that into consideration.
when they started the season, didn't they release 2 episodes then too?
Yeah, 2 or 3, something like that.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't remember because like I said, we haven't watched it yet.
Yeah. Yep, it's good. We watched. I watched them already, but that's because I keep insane hours and I'm up to all hours of the night. And but yeah, so that I watched them, and then we just watched the first one with my girls just tonight. So, but it was time for bed, so they had to skedaddle.
More tomorrow.
Yeah.
So tell me about Constellation again, because I don't remember. I think you kind of dipped your toe into it last week a little bit, and I don't remember any of that.
It is really weird. Hang on.
So with a name like that, I would suspect it's got something to do with space.
It does.
Yeah.
Apple TV series. Okay, so it's a thriller series. Is what it's proclaimed as. But it's really interesting. It says, okay, so here's the official synopsis. It's a psychological thriller, science fiction, blah, blah, blah. When a fatal accident occurs on board the International Space Station, a lone astronaut makes the heroic journey back to Earth only to discover key pieces of her life, including her young daughter, have changed. So it's all about trying to unravel and understand what the F is going on. So the first couple episodes, it's like it's very disjointed. Like I was a little confused. Like, okay, and as a storyteller, it was frustrating because it's like, why are they doing this story in this way? And I'm like, have to keep watching the next episode. Okay, I have to keep watching because it didn't answer me. And so finally, I get to this one episode where it sort of lets you peek behind the scenes and you get a really good feel of, okay, this is the direction this show is going. And then I got excited for it. And it's like, okay, this is freaking cool. Like, I want to know what happens next.
Okay.
And of course, that's, pretty much when we ran out of episodes because we're all caught up.
Oh, okay. So it's not over.
No.
Okay.
They're still releasing weekly on Wednesdays, I believe. So
what does that come on?
Apple TV.
Apple. Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. Some of the Apple stuff is kind of rough.
Yeah, I know. You said you were having trouble with Godzilla, the Monarch. You weren't really digging that one?
I'm noticing a lot of the stuff on Apple that I do give a shot. It's a lot of talk, and in the last 5 minutes, like, okay, here's everything in the show. We gotta wrap it up. So with Monarch, it was talk, monster credits, and I'm like, no, you were just
Right.
getting good,
Yeah.
you know. And then the show comes back the next week, and it's monster, humans, talk, 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 end of show, monster again. It's like, no, stop doing that. And they did it every episode except for
Yeah.
the last episode. I'm like, I hate stuff like that. Like, don't. There is a such thing as a build up with storytelling,
Yeah.
but like it doesn't have to plateau the entire time and then boom hit like a wall and go straight vertical. That's not how. That's to me. That's not good writing. That's not good storytelling. There's people
Yeah, I
that
hear
eat
you.
that stuff up. I get it. That's not the type of stuff that I enjoy. It
Yeah.
drives me crazy, and that's not the only Apple show that was like that I noticed, and I can't even remember the rest of them. It's like this is terrible. Like I didn't even finish them. I don't think I was like I'm done with this. It's the same shit.
I think you've watched C and
So C was a little different. C had ebbs and flows.
right. I thought so
So
too.
that one wasn't too bad.
And the other one was Monarch C. Oh, it's
So
another space one.
was For All Mankind.
For All Mankind.
Is that one?
Yeah, For All
So
Mankind.
I couldn't finish For All Mankind, but it was for a different reason. I'm having trouble with the Fire Stick. So
Yeah.
if I have to watch it, it's going to have to be, when I've got the TV downstairs. So that means after everybody's gone to bed. And
Right.
there's just so many hours that I can not sleep that before I'm ruined for the next day. And I can't do it.
Yeah.
So I'll eventually get caught up on it because I think there was like 2 episodes left to the final season, and that's out right now. I don't mean like the last season. Hey, Jessica, the last current season.
Right.
There was like 2 episodes left where they were about to go after that asteroid or whatever. So
Yeah.
I didn't get to see like the climax to that. So that's a different type of build-up. That's the one where it's at a steady increase. It's not like level and then.
Yeah, no, I feel like it has more than just ups and downs. Like that, they hit a snag, and then it's like trying to fix the snag, and then so it's more anticipation. Like it's not just teasing you along. And I do agree that Monarch did that.
Some stuff's going to go wrong. It's like, okay, how are they going to get through this?
Right. Exactly. I don't know. So
no. There was something else. There was 2 other shows that I tried to give a shot from Apple, and it was the same thing. And I didn't even bother looking if they were the same writers or the same team working on it or whatever. I'm like, it's the same. It's the same. It drives me crazy.
Yeah, I think I don't think this is one you've watched, but Slow Horses is an Apple TV one that Invasion. Have you seen that? I think that was the one.
Invasion. Yes, that was another one.
Yeah,
that was that. You're right. I did watch that one, and it was the exact same way Monarch was. It just kind of coasted along.
And then all of a sudden it starts to get good, and then you're like, end of episode.
I mean, that's not a cliffhanger. That's just poor storytelling.
Yeah, it's better to binge those types of series than to have to wait and watch week to week.
That's what I usually end up doing is, I'll play 2 or 3 episodes if I'm up here working on something or whatever,
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. I'm not in the industry. So you people, y'all are going to do what you want to do anyway.
Yeah, that's pretty much the case.
Keep making crap and I'll keep trash talking it.
Oh, goodness.
So, all right. Which movie do you want to get started with?
Whichever one.
So
we can do Leprechaun first.
All right. We'll go into Leprechaun. There was a lot of this movie that I forgot. Like, I was trying to explain some of it to my kids, and because I had seen almost all of them, I can't say I've seen all of them because there's some of them that I can't, like some of the later ones I'm not sure about. So as I'm trying to explain to my girls what the movie's about, I'm getting so many of them mixed up. And as we're watching it, they're going, Dad, none of the stuff you was talking about is happening. I'm going, I know. And then after we watched it and everything, my youngest was like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, right? So we read the synopsis to all the other ones. And I'm like, oh yeah, that happened in that one. And because there's like Leprechaun 2 kind of sort of has something to do with 1, but not like, it's more of like indirect relation than it is to direct or whatever. And then you got the third one, and then there's one where he's in space, and I mean it's the same actor, it's the same Leprechaun, but it's not the same. So it's weird. And that one is the one that had the princess in it, and he's looking for a wife in some of them, and like he goes to the hood, and I'm trying to explain, let me tell you why they made the Leprechaun in the Hood movies. Okay, go to YouTube and look up Leprechaun in the Hood, and you're gonna see there is a news broadcast in the hood. This has nothing to do with the movies now, but this prompted them to make these movies where these urban people are saying, yeah, we saw a leprechaun and he was hanging out on this tree, and you see the camera whip around to this tree and they're all cutting up. And so I'm trying to explain to them that, and I'm like, let me just go to YouTube and show you this. They're like, no, that's okay, we don't want to see. But they made 2 of the movies, Leprechaun in the Hood and Leprechaun Back to the Hood. I'm going, oh my God, I don't think I've seen the second one. So Little Leprechaun got around. There's like 7 or 8 movies with,
Warwick Davis.
Yeah, Warwick Davis as the Leprechaun.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Take it as you will, but I'm laughing the entire time we're watching it. And my youngest, she's hiding her face, and I'm trying to explain to her, like, look, okay, something was taken from him. Like, he says he sold his soul for this gold, and it was taken from him. So imagine somebody took your soul from you. What would you do to get it back? And he's only messing with people that he either suspects has his gold, or people that's messing with him. And the whole time, she's like, okay. So to her, she's 11, so it kind of justified it to her a little bit. She still wouldn't watch the gory scenes, as hilarious as they are. But like when the one guy, he was like, let me bite it and see how, if it's real gold or whatever. He goes, uh-oh, I swallowed it. I immediately looked over at her, and her eyes were this big, because she just knew, oh my God, he's going to die. Like, how is he going to get the coin out? And I'm like, really? You want me to say it? He can poop.
But will he get a chance to before the leprechaun comes knocking?
So she's going, well, the police the police don't have his gold. They didn't do anything. I'm like, oh yeah, they did. They messed with him. They got in his way. Especially the first one. He got pulled over, remember? And he got made fun of. He was gonna get got. But it was hilarious to go back and watch this movie to see, and we were pointing things out, like the house is all covered in cobwebs and stuff, and then there would be a scene shot where everything is covered in cobwebs, and then they would leave the room, and then they would come back to the kitchen cobweb free. Like, wait a minute. And then there's parts where they're painting. They've got paint, like, dude's got paint on his bicep and stuff. Forearm down to his hands clean, no paint whatsoever. Like, what kind of painter are you? What are you painting? Or they've got dirt smudges that travel over
Yeah.
their faces or whatever. So we had a good time watching it. My wife and I were just cutting up laughing. My oldest, she was laughing too. My youngest, oh no, she was like this.
That sounds about right. So, I didn't watch those with my kids though, but
well, yours are a little younger. So.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be similar to what it would be if we watched them. But
or the kid jumping out of the truck to go and fix it so they can get it started. Oh, it's the distributor cap again. He goes and pops the hood and he like just touches it and it starts cranking right up. I'm like, yeah, that's not gonna happen, kid.
Silly kids. They're always trying to steal my Lucky Charms.
If my Fire Stick would have been working right, I'd have probably watched them all or whatever. We just watched it last night, as a matter of fact. So,
yeah,
like I said, I struggled to find this movie to watch.
Yeah.
It without subscribing to a new service.
Yeah, that's always rough. I mean, because I found it via the library, but you said,
Right.
I don't have a library card. And I'm like, well, you can apply for one online, because that's all I did. Because I live in one area, but I've applied to every library that has, I don't know, pretty much a nice base, so to speak, because you can check out movies and books and all these different things. Because I used to have to drive to Cleveland for work every day, so I would listen to audiobooks. Well, I couldn't always get an audiobook. If there was only one copy available, I would have to go to another one. So I found there was Dayton, Columbus, Dover, Cleveland Metropolitans. It's just like I have library cards at all of them now. Because it's just I just went. I was like, apply online. I'm like, oh, sweet, I can apply for this one online.
So how does that work? You get to stream online?
Yeah, yeah. You download this app. It's called Hoopla, and you can stream movies and things like that, or stream audiobooks, or even look at comics and stuff like that. So there's a wide variety of things you can look at and do.
Sorry.
No, I'm right there with you. I'm yawning too.
It's been a week, like I said. Yeah. Oh man. But yeah, no, it was a fun little romp back in time, I would say, to go back and watch this movie, because it had been a few years since I've seen it. I mean, maybe more than a few, because I couldn't remember everything.
Right.
Oh, and we're laughing when they get to the scene, like I said, laughing through the whole thing. After they find out, oh, well, you need a 4-leaf clover, and then she's driving in the middle of the night. First of all, like, my wife was like, wait, the Jeep's been there this whole time. Why didn't they just get in the Jeep and leave? And then when Jennifer Aniston's character, whatever, I can't even remember the name, when she drives off, like, why didn't they just leave?
Do that to begin with.
Then he's following her instead of staying back at the house with the other 3 idiots. It's like, what is going on here?
I have no idea what on earth would. But.
And the whole time from the beginning of the movie, she's like, I'm not staying here. I'm going to a hotel. And like the one time where nobody stops her and she like goes outside, she comes back in. It's too dark. Really? It's too dark. Sure.
Yeah,
We'll
sure.
go with that.
Too dark.
Yeah.
She wanted to hop on that boy, and I'll put it nicely. But yeah. So, all right. Boondock Saints. What did you think about it?
It was an interesting movie. First time seeing it, so I don't really get the hype that everybody builds it up for. Of course, I mean it's a very like I don't know when was it 90s movie? It's a 90s movie, right? It's got 90s written all over it. If you ask me, when the black trench coats, everybody had the black trench coats and the dark sunglasses and shooting. Like, yeah, this is 90s.
Yep.
Right, cult classic. I don't think it was like real mainstream popular, but every single person, when you mention Boondock Saints, go, "Oh, that was such a great movie."
Yeah.
And I mean, it wasn't bad. I'm not saying it's bad. Don't hate me. I'm not saying it was a terrible movie. I've seen much worse.
Case in point.
Okay, it was
2000.
early 2000s. Okay, yeah. So I mean, it was right there at the cusp of the end of the 90s, but
Yep.
it was definitely black trench coat,
Matrix feel.
I don't know. It is what it is. I mean,
Yeah.
is it so? So let me pose this question: is it the fact that they do what so many people wish they could do? Is that like where what people latch on to and like, oh yeah, that's great. I mean, as a like a cinematic piece, like I was like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know. Like you've got the two guys that they're not hitmen, but they're doing what hitmen are doing. Like you can tell they're rough and tumble. I mean, they're made out to be Irish people, and stereotypically they love fighting and getting into shit. So I mean, the movie opens up and they're walking into a cathedral, walking up to the holy water, and I don't know, whoever it was, the bishop starts to stand up, and one guy's like, "No, sit down." Like, you don't mess with them. Like you're the new guy. Sit down. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it is because there's a large portion of people that's just like, just die. Just seriously. Like, I mean, I think it's just. I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, why don't you have?
I started out hating William Dafoe's character.
Like, he's hilarious. God,
like it was just like, okay, here comes the know-it-all Sherlock Holmes character, and then you find out he's. It's like, okay, I wasn't expecting the slap, the reach around. He's like, "What are you doing?" While he's on the phone, the one dude's like,
"What are you doing?"
He's all like,
I just wanted to cuddle.
Like, wow.
Just like, yeah, no.
Whoa! You didn't see that coming either, obviously. As much as I love Norman Reedus, William Dafoe stole the movie. His character probably had the most development in that whole movie.
Well, I mean, he's over there talking about like, oh, this huge frigging guy. Oh, you're getting to get me my bagel. You're gonna get me my coffee, and all. It's just like,
yeah. Well, I mean, he's kind of making fun of the one guy that thinks he knows it all, but doesn't know his ass from a hole in the ground. And he's coming in and going, as a matter of fact, if you look at the whole picture, here's what's going on. He was wrong about the 6 guys. And the other guy was actually, what if it's just one guy with 6 guns?
Right.
Would you shut the fuck up?
There was a firefight! I love that. That character's so good. It
So
is
I
great.
I do like the subtlety of, so our two main guys, and forgive me, I character names escape me. So our two main guys,
Mhm.
you can tell there was a difference in how they handled themselves when firing a gun, as opposed to the third guy that came in. That
Rocco.
was okay, Rocco. So he was like, "Oh yeah, I want to do what you guys are doing. This is badass," and and so they give him the guns, and he's all like, shooting, and you don't shoot a gun like that. That's not how that works. You're gonna
Right.
you're gonna hurt yourself doing
We
it
got
that way.
Wyatt Earp over here.
Right, yeah. So that was an accurate depiction of somebody that doesn't know what they're doing.
Mhm.
And that type of person is more dangerous, I would say, than somebody that does know how to handle it. So,
Right.
um, I mean, there was, but before William Defoe's character came out and said one of these guys is a complete rookie, I'm like, okay, yeah, I spotted that a mile away when they started showing it. Like, yeah, this guy's trouble.
He puts on his ski mask and just got a hole up here. He's moving it all around.
All of his hair is sticking out in weird places.
Oh, it's great.
It's like, yeah, you're not leaving nobody alive behind. Don't bother with it. I mean,
Connor and Murphy McManus.
yeah, I'd have never remembered that.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Boondock Saints, and I can barely remember. I know them by their names, like Norman Reedus and Sean Patrick Flannery. It's just like that's how I know them. It's
Right,
just like,
right. And
oh,
it's pretty fast paced too. I mean, it's not like it's not like you've got these huge lulls of like really nothing happening.
mm-hmm.
It's like once it starts, like it starts, it's on.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they break up the storytelling in such a way that it's all mixed up a little bit, but it's done on purpose for that reason. Like I think it tells a better story when it's broken
Right,
up like that.
right. I totally
No,
agree.
I don't know.
Is it like a favorite movie of mine? No, I wouldn't say that, but I don't hate it.
Yeah, I get that. I I I got out Boondock Saints 2 because I was gonna watch it, but like I said, I've been in Cleveland all day and busy, so I haven't had a chance to watch it. But I want to. Uh, but I mean, it's one of those situations where it's hard to duplicate what they had in the first one because Rocco, the funny man, he died in the first
Hmm.
one, and it's just like they don't quite capture that, but they still try to keep going with it. And I think they did an okay job with it. I don't know. I think they did, but and they had a little hat tip to um Willem Dafoe's character. So yeah, I I don't know. I think it's good, but I it's been a while since I've seen it. So I want to rewatch it, but gonna do that another time.
Yeah, I'll probably look that one up whenever I get the chance.
Yeah.
I I mean I have a hard time not continuing with the story if I know there's more.
Yeah.
So even if it's bad movies, if there's more of them in the same storyline, I've got to see
Right.
them.
Yeah, the Boondock
Yeah,
Saints 2 is good, but I love the first one better. And that's definitely true. Like I said, I feel like they didn't capture the essence of Rocco, the character that dude brought was just so unique. And the same thing with Willem's character. It's just it was such a unique character that it's hard to duplicate it without actually just having him in the movie.
Right.
But
well, I think that's a common theme. People prefer the first movie more than one of the sequels. It's a very common common trait amongst movies with multiple sequels, even.
right.
But as far as like the actors go, it's you can have good writing and good actors, and the movie turn out great, and you can have bad writing and good actors, and the actors can turn the writing around and pull off a great performance, and the complete opposite. So I think with that special something with those characters, one of them being dead, those actors are gone. They're not in it anymore, so they can't recapture the essence of that development,
Right.
with their style of acting and everything. So,
and that's definitely the case. Like with Rocco, if you consider his life before, where he's just like a menial, just grunt, just a bag man, a delivery man, to where he ends up, it's just wildly different. And I too wish they'd come out with All Saints Day, Boondock Saints 3. They've been teasing and talking about it forever, since the second one. But
so how long of a span was it between the first and the second one being made?
Let's see.
And next question is,
it came out in 2009, so
the
roughly,
second one came, so 9 years.
Yeah.
The first came out in 2000. So do they within the movie itself, is there that large of a gap between the events of the first movie and the second, or do they try to pick up like a couple months or something after the events of this first movie?
I don't think it's the exact timeline of it, but there is a gap. Okay. So it's like the Boondock Saints have still been doing their thing, if I recall right, if I'm recalling right, but as I seem to recall, it's they do pick up like, I don't know, a year or so later. I forget how long it was, but there was a gap between the movies to explain, like, yes, they kept doing it. Yes, crime's low, blah, blah, blah. But, now it's like, okay, well, now they're into deeper shit that they were in the first one, which they were definitely in over their heads in the first one.
Yeah.
Miles over their head.
That's, diving headfirst into that.
Into a duck shaft.
Yeah.
Getting tied up in the rope and just shoot. They do this in the movies.
Yeah, right. But speaking of sequels and reboots and remakes and everything, I wanted so bad for this to be real.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
With Peter Dinklage.
Yeah, that would be so good.
But it's not. It's not real.
AI sucks.
One of the times where I wish AI wasn't accessible to people to do stuff like that. I don't know. Maybe it'll be like an Ahsoka thing where somebody, turned what's her name into Ahsoka digitally, and that planted that seed, and it happened.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
Rosario Dawson. Sorry, I couldn't remember her name.
Yeah, that was.
I'm terrible with names.
That was masterful in how that came to be. I loved it.
I wonder if that person got like some type of mention credit, like inspired by some.
Yeah, I doubt they did, because it's Disney, but I know Rosario Dawson has attributed that to the cause of her getting the role to begin with.
Yeah,
numerous times over the last few years. So
yeah,
so
that was cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe, I don't know. Peter Dinklage, I hear he doesn't like taking roles that are specifically made for people of short stature. Like he doesn't
Yeah.
like doing it because it's stereotypical.
Yeah.
But who knows? I mean, under the right conditions, I think, that shouldn't matter. Like, a 6'4" person's not going to play the part of a leprechaun because oftentimes leprechauns are, presented even in myth as, being short in stature.
Right.
There was some show, American Gods, I think it was, and they had a leprechaun, and he was literally like a 6'3" dude. And I'm going, whoa, what? Okay, we're going with this.
Did they shrink him down, or was he just still the 6 foot tall dude?
No, like he was a big dude, like, and they didn't shy away from it. They're like, even the characters within that story were like, "You're a leprechaun? Aren't you a little big to be a leprechaun?" And he was like, I don't know, self-conscious about it a little bit, and he'd whoop your ass for it.
Well, okay, at least they did that.
So, well, I mean, Irish, so
Yeah. Yeah, I guess so.
That's another one I probably should try to go back and finish because I stopped watching that one for some reason.
I did too, but I think at the time it was because there weren't very many out, and we didn't have HBO. So I was like, all right, well, we'll pick this back up when we get HBO again, and we never did. So
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, he got busy doing Walking Dead. Yeah, well, however many years he's been doing it, I think it's about time that he sets that aside to focus on All Saints Day, please. Please.
Right.
I definitely want to see what's going on with that. But, I mean, I think it would be fun. But, I know we're not going to talk about the Crow that
no, we're not.
Has recently been circulating the bowl, as you say.
Yeah, I'm already. Well, I believe what I said was the day they released that trailer. I'm already sick of seeing this turd circle the bowl.
Right.
And yeah, so don't make me mute you. I will mute you. I'm not talking about this movie.
No, I'm not trying to start anything. I think that's.
Remember, even bad publicity is still publicity.
Yeah, well, sometimes you have to talk about things.
I don't have to talk about a damn thing.
Just to get it off your chest.
Nope.
What is?
Nope.
Okay.
What I will talk about though was I was going through. Oh, wait a minute. What did she say?
She said it was 8 years.
It was 8 years, I believe, between Boondock Saints and Boondock Saints 2.
Yeah.
In the movie, or like we talk in real time?
I don't know.
We'll give her a minute. Yeah. What I will talk about though is I've been going through some stuff here over the past couple of weeks, and I keep forgetting to share this.
In movie.
In movie, okay. Does this look familiar?
Yes. Vaguely. Hang on.
I mean, it says zombie, sure.
Yeah.
Do you remember this at all? This is a letter that you wrote to me.
Vaguely. I don't quite remember. That was like in the first boxes that I sent.
Yeah, it was. And I'm going to share here. So,
my mom is trying to start stuff. She says, "Well, zombie, how about a Twilight marathon?"
Well, the whole thing? Are we talking about the whole thing? I recently just watched the Twilight Zone movie, which I'd never done before. Somebody said there was a Twilight Zone movie because of a little rabbit head thing that I had painted. And I'm like, there's a Twilight Zone movie for real? Sure enough, it was in there. She just says yes. Okay. So, all right. It says, Eric, paint this booger up real good. I hope you get a chance to work on this soon. Work on something for yourself at least. Along with our lizard friend, I tossed in a bookmark and some stickers. Thanks for listening to the podcast and for all the support and encouragement as I dive headfirst into customizing. Your friend, Dustin. That was a little while ago, man.
Yeah.
I still have that damn lizard, and I still haven't fucking painted him.
Oh yeah, that was the
that was that
the
monitor lizard thing, or not monitor lizard. It was like a Gila monster looking lizard thing from
yeah.
the Barbarian Batman series that they did.
Yes,
Motu inspired stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's what it was.
He's kicking around here somewhere.
I still have 2 of my own that I haven't painted.
Like, I didn't open him. I didn't even open him yet. So
I opened.
I still haven't worked on anything for myself, and this was a few years ago. But I found that. I'm going, what is this? This envelope? Why does it say Zombie 13 on it? And I opened it up and I read it. I'm like, holy shit, I've got to share this.
Yeah, I barely remember that. That's in the fuzzy era of my brain.
Right. This
like,
was
yeah,
before...
I remember that, but I don't remember what I said.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stick that somewhere where it doesn't get lost this time. So, I mean, not that it was lost; it was in a box. But I'm going through stuff, throwing stuff away, and I'm going, "What's this?"
Right.
Like, yeah, I'm not throwing that away.
Yeah, I need to get back to customizing at some point, but
well, you got a model kit to build.
I know I do, and I have this on my desk, and I keep looking at it and thinking, gosh, I know it fits in theme, but his moccasins, they're moccasins.
What are we looking at?
This is Dengar.
Oh,
they're moccasins, and it's they need to be painted like moccasins. It's bugging me. Keep looking over it.
Yeah, but is that movie accurate?
No,
it is, or
no? I think it probably is. They're gray or whatever in the movie, but I would have to actually go back and look. But I think I froze somehow. But
oh yeah, that's not a bad picture.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I can't do anything. But all right, so I think we'll wrap this up. What movies do we want to watch for next week?
So I've thought about this, and I've even thought about the week after, because we got Easter coming up. I've got a movie picked out for Easter, but not this week. So I'm going to give you a choice. Do you want to go with a theme, or do you want to mix it up? I'm not going to tell you what the theme is until you pick. And theme really is probably just theme relation by title. So we'll go like that, because one movie has nothing to do with the other.
Sure, we'll go theme.
All right, wolf theme. So Brotherhood of the Wolf. You ever seen that one?
I don't believe so.
Okay, good. You're going to like that one. If you like Pathfinder and you like Outlander, you'll like Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Okay.
And it's basically these two guys get hired. This is like 1700s. These two guys over in Europe get hired to go and investigate mass murders, like hundreds of people getting killed by a creature. So they're sent in to investigate find out what's going on. Is there a creature? What is it? If not, who's doing it? So Brotherhood of the Wolf, and this one I didn't even know existed until I was searching. Both of these movies are on Tubi, so real simple to find. The other one is Daughter of the Wolf.
Okay.
Have you heard of that one?
No.
So that one's got Gina Carano in it.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, I knew you was gonna like that. I have not seen that one yet, so I kind of watched a little preview. It's got something to do with her son being kidnapped by some organization or whatever, and something to do with her dad passing or whatever. I don't know. It's just go watch it. So
yeah.
All right, so that makes it easier for next week. So I've already got next week's movies picked out. If you don't,
all right.
So
Sounds
Brotherhood of the Wolf,
Uh-huh.
and Daughter of the Wolf.
Brotherhood and Daughter. We'll have to send that to the chat so that way I'll remember.
Yeah, and both are on Tubi.
Okay, good. All right, good deal. Well, you're gonna have to wrap up the show because I can't. I don't have access to anything.
No,
everything's frozen.
You completely froze up, man.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see. Nope, that's the wrong menu. You'd think I'd know this by now.
No, it's under brand, and then it's.
Let me scroll up because I'm still like add background because I gave us a little fancy background for tonight. Okay, you've got your assignment, people. You know what to do. Come back next week.
Heck yeah.
Later.
See ya.